All right, guys, let's get to some NFL roundtable. So Good Morning Football on the NFL Network was breaking down Matthew Stafford and his expectations and what they said would need to happen in order for Matthew Stafford to have a successful season.
It's my girl, Kay Adams.
And if you think
your girl
that if you think
all the any football fans probably dig Kay Adams.
She's great.
You're right.
Yeah.
She's great.
Well, good luck to you.
I know.
I have no chance.
No, you weren't even in the hunt.
No. If you think Jared Goff has got any kind, oh my god,
no, she hasn't met me.
No,
goodness. Oh
she
my.
just needs to tune into one of the episodes of this show, and she'll be hooked.
She'll be hooked. For sure.
She needs to know.
She'll be. All right, let's play this clip. Forget it. Let's just play the clip.
I like this thing. The Rams are gonna play the Jets.
He has to go to the Super Bowl. Let me explain plain and simple.
Okay.
The trade for Stafford was a simple message to me from the Rams that said Jared Goff was holding us back. Jared Goff took you and your team to Super Bowl 53. He is not enough to win you a Super Bowl. Ipso facto, ergo, what so have you, let's make this trade for a quarterback that can get us there. I think that if they do not go to a Super Bowl, this team will be heavily criticized. I think if they lose in the NFC Championship game to the Buccaneers, we're not going to take anything away from them, but will it be seen as a successful season for the Rams? Absolutely not. Go to the Super Bowl. Wow. I think that's fair.
NFC title game. Brady last series beats the Rams. Failed season for the Rams.
I would say...
I hear you.
I would say not a successful season. Yeah, absolutely. You got to the Super Bowl with Jared Goff. You pulled this mega trade. You pull in all this talent. He has to go to a Super Bowl. That's the expectation, I think, among pundits, and I think it's certainly that at the breakfast table, don't you?
And definitely of McVay, too. Like, I actually think that's right.
They're finally back in the studio, by the way. They've been doing it from home.
No, they've been out of the studio for a while.
Yeah, I've seen them from home. Quite a bit.
Well, I think that a lot of them vacation.
Maybe.
Yeah, sometimes they do it from home, but they've been back in the studio for quite some time now. But I don't disagree with that statement. I feel that there's a lot of pressure on Matthew Stafford. There's a lot of pressure on Sean McVay. And if that little tandem there, Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford, do not get it done in LA, I think that there's going to be a huge problem. I think that here there's no expectations for Jared Goff. I think apparently
what's a successful season for Jared Goff then?
I mean, the sad part, I think that they're going to win 10 games.
Well, I'm asking you, what's a successful season for Jared Goff?
I would say if they win 7 games, he's had a successful season here.
Okay, how about you, Mac?
No, I don't go by wins and losses.
Okay.
This year isn't about wins or losses because they could lose all 17.
Correct.
And he's got to show me something that they put, starting with the offensive line, the Hawk, Swift, all these guys, are they putting something in place? Do I see stability at least on offense and them working towards something? Do I think what I'm looking for, is he the guy I think he is? Right? Do I think that this is a great new start? And remember, I put that thing out there that he's going to be as important as Shanahan was to our team, right? So he's got to show me his importance. And I think that we don't judge him by wins and losses this year. We judge him by how this team executes, how this team competes, and if there's something there that they can build on. So to me, I don't know yet, Maz. It's one of those questions that you'll have to ask me during the season. Do I like what I see? Because that'll be and then we'll add it all up, and then at the end. So I'm not expecting him to light it up. And the stats aren't the main key. It's more of the system, I think.
How about Stafford then? You heard what they said?
Absolutely 100%. 100% what Kay said.
He has to win or get there?
I think he gets there
to
successful.
Super Bowl. That's what they said. They need to get them to Super Bowl, not win Super Bowl.
They said they have to win the Super Bowl. They said no because Goff got them to the Super Bowl without staff. Now, no. Super Bowl is successful.
How about one playoff win?
No, he's set up for that.
It's
almost like he's moved there and not the pressure that it's given in your mind that he's going to win one game at least. It's can he do 2? But like if he wins his first, will that propel him to win 2, 3, 4, 5?
Okay, now our next subject here, I'm going to tie them together. Cam Akers is out for the year. He tore his Achilles.
Yeah. Tore his
Now,
Achilles
Matthew
yesterday.
Stafford doesn't have a running back again.
Wait,
or does
he's
he?
got Darrell Henderson.
He's got Darrell Henderson, who was
Darrell
good.
Henderson, who can
But
absolutely.
Cam beat him out. He did. Cam beat him
Well,
out
but
in the
it was
second half of
always
the
going to
year.
be Cam's. It was always going to be Cam's job,
Right, because he was drafted.
Yeah, it was always going to be
Darrell
Cam's
was,
job.
was
but-
brought in on a trade. But I wanted to
Yeah.
ask you, if Stafford doesn't win a playoff game, can you go back and say, well, he didn't have a running game?
No. Because they've got,
because-
hold on, they've got Darrell Henderson, and if anything, you know what?
Darrell
They
Henderson's
can
not a star.
But they're probably going to still go up. They're probably going to end up getting Todd Gurley. They're probably going to go after Adrian Peterson. There's still
That
other
doesn't-
options that they
that's
can
not
go,
a
but
star.
Still,
it's not
that's
a star.
no running game.
It's,
Right.
It's
If they-
not. But I don't think that you can blame it on.
If they don't get a legit runner like that, where Williams is a great runner, but that's not a bell cow to carry the load. If they
Right.
don't get a guy that
Le'Veon Bell's out there as well. And I'm not
But-
sure
but-
if he has it anymore. But what I'm saying is, I always said it here, Stafford never had a running game. Barry never had a quarterback. I mean, this is lion talk. Anytime they lose, which was always, we always had, well,
An
that's because
excuse.
we didn't have this.
Right.
So now he goes there, and he doesn't have a running back,
But-
per se, a bell cow.
But the point is, where the Rams are, all the chips in the basket, they don't care. They're going to go out and fill this void, right, of a running back with the best possible one that they can either trade for, one that gets cut, or if they, right now, at the beginning of training camp, in the beginning of the season, it's not as imperative. It gets more imperative as the season goes on. So we'll see what the Rams do, but they have to go out. We've said this all along. They put all their eggs in the basket. They're going, this is it, this is it.
She said it. He got you there. Now this guy
Yeah.
has got to win you.
Yeah, and I just want to
there.
remind, Nick is right on our social media. He said Stafford had a running game with Reggie. It's true. I mean, and I hope that that's not going to be.
Reggie wasn't
like
a bell
the-
cow.
No,
He was a 1,000-yard rusher. Yeah, he caught out of the backfield. Terrific.
I mean,
They had a two-headed
what do you,
monster
do you
that
want?
year.
I mean,
Yeah.
what do you want? You
Joik
want
and Reggie were probably the best duo the Lions have had at the running back position in the last 10 years.
But do you want a Christian McCaffrey? Is that what you're looking for? Somebody
I don't
who's
know.
going to get
I'm just
probably
saying,
more.
if they don't sign, I'm going to tell you this: if the Rams don't sign Le'Veon Bell, that means Le'Veon Bell's done. That means he's got nothing because they're going to have him in, and if he don't show what he used to show, then you know that he's cooked because he is probably your best guy out there that doesn't have a job right now, or best old guy that was out there.
So
ahead,
there's
Andrew.
So there's other free agents that the Rams can get are Adrian Peterson, Duke Johnson, Deion Lewis, LaShawn McCoy, and Le'Veon Bell.
Right.
That's what affiliates are reporting. So
Yeah, that's what we had. We had that tweet
Right.
up. I'm not sure if Alex put it up or not, but we had.
No, we didn't have.
We
I
had
don't
that
think we
tweet.
had it up, but
Anyway.
yeah. So there's guys that they can go out and get, but honestly,
it is.
I think Darrell Henderson is going to be fine. I'm not too worried about it. I think that if he goes in knowing that the job is going to be his, and right now that's what all the reports say is obviously that he's the guy now. He's going to go in. He's going to train that way. He's going to be given the bulk of the carries. He's going to be given the workload. They're going to trust him with the ball, and that's going to be his job. And that is his job. That is his job to step up when their number one running back goes down. It's his job to step up. So I think that that's not going to be an excuse for anybody in the Rams if they don't have a successful season. But I do think that there's a lot of pressure on Matthew Stafford too.
Well, it seems to be gaining some momentum now. Now that he lost
But
his
that's
kid.
but that's also Sean McVay's fault as to why they're getting all that continued momentum on the pressure, because Sean McVay keeps boasting about his new shiny toy. Like, dude, just
Well, they spent a lot of
stop.
money on it. They
And
spent a lot of.
I understand, but just can't you just go celebrate?
think he has to say
quietly?
anything.
Yeah, I agree
No,
with
what I'm
you.
saying
Tell
is,
me
even if he didn't say anything, they're going to put the pressure on him because they went out and spent a lot of money and effort and gave draft picks away to get this guy.
We haven't heard anybody talk about the pressure on Kyler Murray.
That's
have
because
we?
he's a second, third year guy.
Yeah, but there's pressure on him. Look at all the money that they've put into their
Yeah,
team.
but he's taking the
rookie.
pressure
JJ
off him by doing that, putting Stafford in there and shining the right bell on there. It's giving the other guys that have to compete in that division a little bit, like Jimmy G. He's got to have a big year to San Francisco or for whatever's going on with Trey Young, or not Trey Young.
Lance.
Yeah.
Trey Lance. Exactly. So it hasn't helped, but immediately in the NFL community, in the NHL, any sports, a big trade is made for the star guy for potential. everybody's watching them.
No doubt.
Yeah.
It's a benefit. I think this is a blessing for Kyler Murray.
Yes, it's a blessing.
Same decision, same division,
Yes.
same where the spotlight's going on. So
It's the best division in football, and it's not even close.
Yeah.
That NFC West.
Yeah, absolutely. So keep letting us know your thoughts. I like to see what people think is going to happen there as far as the running back situation. People saying Gurley's knees are bad.
Yeah,
They
he'd
think
be
they're going to end up
signed already.
signing Bell or Adrian Peterson. And
He's going to sign right before camp with somebody, but he's
Of
not the
course.
guy anymore. He's not the guy, obviously.
Of course. No, I mean, but there's I think that they'll sign Bell. Bell's a good one.
If he's good.
He'll be all right. But I think Darrell Henderson is going to be just fine there, honestly, in my opinion.
They have another kid that they
I like what
drafted
we
last year
saw.
as well. So
Yeah, I like what we saw out of Darrell Henderson last year. So keep letting us know your thoughts at Woodward Sports. All right, guys. When we come back, it wouldn't be right, I feel like, for us to not talk about Aaron Rodgers if we're talking about
course.
NFL talk, right? So
there's plenty more NFL stuff.
Yes.
Who?
Don't go anyway. You know, the guy that has us all
Oh, the
talking
Jeopardy
about
host
him
guy.
when he
Yes.
hasn't even said much about his situation himself.
Hold on,
that guy?
wait. Fish, remind me, the Jeopardy host Aaron Rodgers. How did he sound?
All right, Pilar, let's see how much money you wagered. You wagered 28,000. How much do you have left? 700. Congratulations, you have won tonight's Jeopardy.
I mean,
Absolutely,
He
that's the
actually
guy I know.
sounded like
Fish,
Aaron
phenomenal
Rodgers.
job.
I would tune in to watch that.
I would
every
tune
night.
in to watch Fish do Jeopardy.
he actually
In his Aaron Rodgers.
He actually did sound like Aaron Rodgers.
I want to
right
sound
there.
You
excited.
did a great job.
You were
It was
excited,
like,
weren't
yeah.
you? In your Aaron Rodgers
Well, Aaron
excitement?
Rodgers
Yeah,
apparently
yeah.
wasn't excited. I wanted
love
him to
it.
be
Thank you, Fish.
exciting. This is Jeopardy.
Do you think Alex Trebek was excited? No.
Well,
That's why Rodgers is
Right,
perfect.
he's
A bunch of-
perfect.
Hey, little
Well, they
pompous.
gotta be that
little
way.
pompous.
but Alex
little
Trebek
know-it-all.
was
They're
legendary.
both pompous. You got it, Mac. You hit it on the head. But we all fell in love with Alex
Yeah,
Trebek.
Alex Trebek was
Yeah.
legendary.
Aaron Rodgers, you'd fall in love with him if he was the
I'm
the
sure
boss of
we
Jeopardy.
would.
Well, I would.
But I still
hate
wanted to see him play football.
Jeopardy.
I
for the
know.
Packers.
All right, guys. So don't go anywhere. There's so much more NFL talk. Why for the Packers? Get them out of our division, dude. All right,
Why?
don't go anywhere. You're tuning
not
into
going
The
anywhere.
Hook on Woodward Sports Network. Welcome back to
Why do I keep hitting 13?
on Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network, live from MyBookie Studios. All right, guys. I mean, we have to talk about this guy. We have to. Aaron Rodgers. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, thank you so much for giving us something to talk about, yet really nothing to talk about.
doesn't
I
talk.
mean, he doesn't talk,
Nope.
right? I mean, this is the guy that every year there's somebody that somebody just talks about. And we're just waiting to see what's going to happen. And this year it was Aaron Rodgers. Never, ever, ever in a million, trillion, gazillion years did I think it was going to be Aaron Rodgers. But that is what we are in. So now the latest news is that the Packers offered to make Aaron Rodgers the highest paid quarterback and player in the NFL with a 2-year extension that would be tying him up with Green Bay for 5 years. And he said, no, thank you.
Nope, he doesn't want it. He don't want
So
the
this
money.
Clearly,
Ain't
I was
the
going to
money.
say that clearly is he doesn't care about the money. And you know what? I mean, good for him for not even making it about the money, right? Then what is it? Like,
They did something to him that we don't know about.
obviously, but then he says like it's not about drafting love. It's not, you know, he says all the right things that the coaches and the teammates and the fans, he says he loves love and he loved working with love, all that stuff. He's saying all the right things, but well, like, why can't he just say, hey, if I'm not happy, I'm like, it's not what I want. And then just do what you want. If you are so blessed and so fortunate to be able to turn down the kind of money that would make you the highest paid, not just
So what are you saying? He
quarterback,
should
but
accept
the-
it because you want him because they offered the most money. So then
No,
that should solve it.
what I'm
all. No, he's
saying-
not obviously
but
happy.
that's what I'm
He's
saying.
gonna
If he's
play it
not
out,
happy-
look for a trade. No, so he's given. There's obviously between him, the general manager, and whoever it is, that butting heads that don't agree. If you don't think it goes back to that call to kick the field goal. For whatever it is, that was the icing on the cake.
That was
where he
it.
told himself, "Never again. I will
Right.
never walk back." And trust me, when
So
a guy
clearly-
when a person and an athlete, right, that is in financial stability and knows his value and his power, he will be. This is Aaron Rodgers because it's for principle. He's not the same person. He's obviously moving his life from Green Bay, where that's not what it's about. So it doesn't matter what the money is. He has checked out. So no matter what you do, this is beyond that. And it's like I thought it was along the way. If it's not about the money, which I didn't think it was, then he won't go back. So he's sticking to it, because if it was a money thing, then it would have been solved. But this is way deeper, and this is personal. And this goes to, he probably swore to himself.
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't think it was one thing.
I think he wants a Tom Brady kind of thing, where Tom Brady brings his friends in. Tom Brady's having a good time.
Right.
He wants to have a good time and
he wants
still
to have
win.
the say.
Sure.
Yes.
And it's not to, he wants to be in the conversation, and he doesn't feel like he is. He feels like employee, employer. Whereas Tom Brady going to Tampa Bay, out of the system. So if you compare the Packers to what New England was, right? Tom gets out and he brings all his friends and he's successful. And he's happy.
But the difference, too, is that Tom Brady stuck it out. Tom Brady didn't make a big spectacle. He stuck out his contract. Everybody knew that he was unhappy. There was rumors that there was a feud between him and Bill Belichick.
But Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers are different people.
No, I get that. But so here, like, I almost feel that this says, I don't need the money, so if the Packers won't trade me, I just will sit out for a season.
I want to take you back to a play, guys. NFC Championship game, Mac. It's coming near the end of the first half. What does Tampa Bay do? Do they sit on the ball? Do you remember what they did? They broke the Packers' back. Do you remember what they did?
Yeah, they went for touch.
They threw that bomb to Scotty Miller.
Yeah.
Do you not think that he went, and then at the end of the game, the Packers, LaFleur, takes the ball out of his hands.
Sure.
Maybe doesn't call the plays he wants to call down there.
He doesn't have the authority that he believes that he should, being an MVP, being everything else. So he says, obviously, it's not going to change, so I'll change it. That's all it is.
And I don't disagree with that.
Power.
I think that that's what he needs to do. I think that he is one of those quarterbacks, like a Tom Brady, like a Russell Wilson, that deserves to be in one of those.
You can name a few, maybe five in each sport that can do this.
Those are the three that I can name. Russell Wilson,
football.
Right, in football. Russell Wilson, Tom Brady, and Aaron Rodgers.
For right now, and you would think that Patrick Mahomes would have some...
Patrick Mahomes would be, but he's still young. Like, for me to say, would I trust full-on decision-makings? No, I still think that Patrick Mahomes is going to need, his coaching system. But if you look at guys that I would say I would completely just trust 100% in what they wanted to make the decisions that they felt was going to be right, this is one of them. Like, I think that Tom Brady, Russell Wilson, and Aaron Rodgers could coach a team to a successful season. That's what I'm saying. They're in a very different elite of their own.
I want to remind you of something again.
Just do that.
That NFC Championship game again. Those two plays I just told you about. If people forget, Tom Brady threw 3 interceptions in that game. 3. He threw for 260 yards. 3 picks, they still won the game. You don't think that's going to stick in Aaron Rodgers' craw for the rest of his life? That was his chance. That team was a Super Bowl team, and they lost. They lost to a team that a quarterback threw 3 interceptions. 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
And then the team takes the ball out of Aaron Rodgers' hands at the end of the game. Because that's the end. People nowadays
and I'm going to ask
idiots.
you guys a question. I'm going to read something right. Charles on Facebook says Rodgers wants to be the GM and the quarterback. I'm on the side of the Packers. Might make some mad, but Rodgers is the quarterback, not the GM. Now, I feel like a lot of Packer fans kind of feel this way. But let me ask you guys this. If you are, Adams, if you're anybody on his team right now and he sits for a year and then and gets traded next year, leaves next year, does whatever he wants, would you as a teammate follow him?
It's a perfect question because Devontae Adams is not re-signing his deal.
Right.
He's up to re-sign. That's why it's a trickle-down effect. That's why, yes, in the way that it's supposed to happen, right? You're supposed to go by what the pecking order in an organization. Obviously, that's not the way it is, and they better realize he's got more power because this is not going to trickle down to your quarterback.
But,
the rest of the team that has to make a decision, right?
Sure.
Devontae Adams has come out and said that. Well, that's my quarterback.
Well, it sounds like Devontae Adams, though, his contract is coming to fruition.
That's what I'm saying. So he's got to make a decision.
He's going to sign. It sounds like he's going to sign. Andrew, what do you have for us?
Andrew, put your mic on before you put your hands up.
Sorry. Aaron Rodgers is definitely taking a page out of the James Harden playbook, the NBA playbook, where they're just not happy, they just want to leave.
Yeah.
The NFL, I don't think they like that as much because if a player is not happy at their place and they want to get out as quickly as possible, the NFL kind of like linger it off and doesn't do as much. So all these NFL players, it's going to be a trickle-down effect with more players like Rodgers. He's just the first, and he's not going to be just the only first one. It's going to be more players like Rodgers who want to get out of their situations, and they want to say, hey, trade me right now.
Right.
And like James Harden did. He did that, and he didn't show up to anything. Then look what happened. He's on the Brooklyn Nets. So, I mean.
And he got fat.
Right.
Remember that month he got fat?
And he got completely fat.
Yeah.
So, I think you never know with Rodgers. I think, and then he could end up being in a situation like James Harden where he ends up on a different team a week or two before the season starts. So, you never know.
I mean, when you turn down the contract extension to make you the highest paid player in the league, clearly, that's not what you want. It's not money. It's you want to go somewhere else. And if they're saying they're not going to trade you, then I think he ends up sitting. I love what Jeremy said, even though he said he's just kidding. He said he retires, sits out his last 2 years, waits for Detroit to get all their ducks in a row from the draft, comes back and signs cheap to help the Lions win a Super Bowl at 40. I mean, wouldn't that be amazing? I will take that. Then he came back and said, just kidding, but wouldn't that be amazing? It really, really would. If he wants to come play for a team that would 100% appreciate him, that would be us. That would be us. But it'll be very interesting to see what he's going to do, because it's not about the money. Anybody who thought that it was about money or they can throw more money at him, it's proof is in the pudding now. I saw on social media somebody said that he said yesterday that he was going to be returning to Green Bay for the 2021 season. I haven't seen those reports.
No, that was a false report put out by Barry. I won't even say his last name. It's hilarious. He has a hilarious website.
Okay,
that was the guy that puts it in.
What I see is he's still not showing up to anything.
Don't read Barry's stuff, Pilar.
So, well.
Anyway, tonight, look for him at the Bucs game. Someone tweeted out, I would love to see Aaron Rodgers at the Bucs game wearing a Denver Broncos hat and a T-shirt that says Jeopardy on it.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, something, right? Because he hasn't said much. But for someone who hasn't said much, he sure does have us talking about him. That
you know who's going to be there
sure.
is Bakhtiari. I wonder what he's going to be doing tonight. They're going to be partying tonight in Milwaukee.
Double slam.
Yes.
Double slam for sure.
Yes.
David Bakhtiari. I bet you Aaron Rodgers is in that suite with him. Watch.
No,
yeah, but I bet you here's the question. If they show Rodgers, does he get booed?
No.
No way. I don't think he will.
No way.
I think that literally the fans are half and half. I think that
but
some
that's
people
what I'm saying.
understand what he's saying.
Are you
going to
hear any boos? You're going to hear cheers, but are you going to hear any boos? That's all I'm saying.
If I was a Green Bay Packer fan.
Because my point to the matter is, if he goes and as temperamental as he can be, he hears boos, that's just going to lock him in. Like he's one of, right?
Yeah.
I feel that, you know, that he's self-awareness. So
there'd be no doubt, it will never boo him. Never.
Okay.
You don't think that they would?
No,
I
never.
don't know. Like if I was a Green Bay fan, I'd be like, come on, dude. Like you're just not showing up. Let us know what we're supposed to do. Heck, let us know what we were supposed to do at the draft. That's what I would have, like, if you knew what you were going to do right now, you're royally screwing them if you're not going to come back, right? They could have had this situation figured out by draft time and had it all fixed. But maybe he's thinking, well, you guys did have it all figured out when you guys drafted Love. So don't make your problems mine is probably what he's thinking.
Start a new career in an industry that is always essential, the heating and cooling. To learn more today, go to northwesterntech.edu.